Hi, folks. I got feedback from Will in on one of my recent uh, videos, and he indicated that he was interested in GDXJ in particular. And then one of the vehicles that he mentioned was Wheaton, which is WPM. That's the stock symbol on the U.S. markets. Um, and so Wheaton, they're, in my opinion, they are the longest term example of the streaming business model. Streaming or royalties, however you want to look at however you want to describe that business model. And so anyway, here we are looking at Wheaton in the monthly time frame, and as always, I like to start in a big picture, and then we'll drill down from there. Um, let's talk in this case about horizontal support and resistance levels. And so what I look for, yeah, let's just do that so it's clearer. So price has come up to this level, whatever level, doesn't matter what it is, bumps into resistance and then pulls back, comes back up to that same level again, bumps into it, pulls back, pushes through, and now, and this is the key, is testing that level as support from the other side. And so, in my mind, once that has occurred, this is a fine example of resistance becoming support. And now we're off to the races, up to higher levels. When I see a support resistance level like that, I expect that there is a likelihood that price will interact with that level again in the future. And so that's exactly what we're seeing here. You know, price is testing it for support again, support again, support again. Support fails. And so, okay, that's not ideal, but it's a new piece of information, and we can incorporate that into our test plan. And of course, I'm just noticing here, oops, that price has clearly been indicating to us that it's in a downtrend, and so um, you know to think that anything else is going on here, we're kidding ourselves. Yeah, that's not probably not the ideal line, but we'll leave it there for now. And point being that, okay, so obvious downtrend, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. you know, uh, that's the definition of a downtrend. Um, and so here we are on what used to be a support level, and now that support has failed. Price comes down here, consolidates, builds some energy, surges back higher, and we can see here that price did have to interact with this resistance level, but it didn't take long for price to work through and then push higher from there. Support, waffling and more of that. So anyway, I way too much time in this big time at the monthly time frame, and more of the same at the weekly time frame. And just notice that price is interacting with, there's a couple of different things going on here as far as price, support and resistance levels. Now let's drop down to our daily. Just from an individual candle, well, both two things, candlestick level, that would be this one, this candlestick, and then this was more of a price action thing. Let me draw the, let me throw that in there, and I'll move it to the background like that. So this is a gap. And so when we see price doing this, that is an indication of bullish price in energy, or bullish price energy wants to go higher. Price wants to go higher. There's the idea. And so let me throw the magnet on there because sometimes uh, uh, hello, a potential fork just catches my eye, and so let me go ahead and draw it. We're not quite there, bear with me. That's obviously the, yeah, there we go. And let's start with, I like to start with the original pitchfork. Um, and so you might think, that doesn't really work for me. And so there's a couple of things we can do. So really, if you notice, and let me draw it so it's think I'm just talking out my tuchus here. So essentially, we've got a double bottom, and I'm going to emphasize. There we go. Essentially, we have a double bottom here in price, and so when we're drawing our Andrews pitchfork, picking between those two bottoms becomes kind of it's a judgment call as to which one makes the most sense. And uh, my initial take is always to go for the spiky bar. Um, in Japanese candlestick terminology, uh, we would call this a doji price or candlestick. And so in those terms, I would go for the doji over either, well, there's another doji, but this has a lower price point. So I would pick that doji over that doji. And then this, although it is very bullish, that's a wide ranging bullish price bar, very bullish, coming off of the support. Um, yeah, this is all good. Let me throw the magnet back on there. So anyway, the point is that we have some judgment as technical analysts as to which of these price bars we pick for the pivot point on our Andrews pitchfork. And so obviously, I can't imagine anybody arguing with me that this is the appropriate pivot point for that Andrews pitchfork. And so let's see, there's our daily time frame. Um, I had some earlier. Let me duplicate that. Let's see. So daily will go down. We'll drop to 4 hours. Hmm, I think I know what happened there. My yeah, I won't bore you with the details. As you move, or in this particular charting platform, this is Trading View, and it's my preference for just quick and easy. I want to draw charts that I'm going to publish. Trading View is my preference, or it's what I'm most comfortable with. So I'll put it that way. Yeah, and so here we are down in the 4 hour time frame. We talked about this a bullish gap in price energy. We'd like to see that. Let me throw just because we're here. Let's throw some indicators. We'll take a look at that just because. Stochastics and volume. Nothing special about volume one way or the other. Let's get that off the chart. And there it is. Yeah, shoot. 12 minutes already. So, yeah, that's not a bad thing. What I'm noticing here is that accumulation distribution appears to be moving towards, or already has moved to new highs. It's pretty obscure. Anyway, let's not spend a lot of time there. MACD, we've talked about this. It's in bullish mode with both lines. Both of the MACD lines are above the zero center line, suggesting that price is in a bullish mode. As conservative investors, we want to be long, not short. Yeah, let's not belabor MACD. Stochastics, that's my fuel tank. Fuel tank is full. If price wants to go higher from here, it certainly has the energy to do so. Um, and along those lines, let me reset. Yeah, boy, that's a pretty picture. So here we have price um, testing a confluence of support and a bullish gap to the upside, a spiked test. So this long tail down, it filled this gap. And so that's a good thing because, ideally you don't, gaps ultimately get filled. That's kind of a fundamental rule. And so we've already filled that gap, and now we can, go do whatever is next. And so, anyway, that's nice to see. Um, and I'm going to stop there. I'm only at 14 minutes. Folks, have a fantastic whatever it is you're having. And thanks for sharing this time with me.